People who have dreams end up accomplishing a lot more, whether it's their belief in the dream that drives them or just their ability to visualize where they want to go, who they want to become, what they want to accomplish. Dreams are a driving force for anyone who takes those and uses them in their lives.
I think it's actually very important to know what you're working toward, because in some cases maybe this isn't a good home for people. In many cases it's probably the perfect home, but you have to understand, at least in general, what kind of lifestyle you're looking for.
A dream gives you that roadmap. It guides you as to where you want to go. To have a dream gives one a purpose, and a purpose drives you to do anything that it takes to get you there.
We have, through the years, tried to discover as a company a profile of what a successful distributor looks like. We've kind of quit doing this now. We've done it so much and always gotten the same result. Send out little surveys of our top distributors. You know, what are the elements of your life, to see if we could find some commonalities so we would know who to go look for in finding other leaders. And we expected to find, you know, a certain kind of education or a certain kind of background or a certain kind of formal training or some personality traits. And we've never been able to find any commonalities, just a couple. They tend to have credit cards and they tend to enjoy near-death experiences. But other than that, they come from every walk of life, from every range of professional training and accomplishment, from every kind of household, from every country in the world, it seems like. No matter who they are, no matter what they bring to the table, they tend to find success here simply by applying this success formula. Those are the commonalities. It doesn't have anything to do with their background. It has to do with their will to discipline themselves to do those specific things that we need to do in order to be successful.
A dream is how Nu Skin was created. I mean, if you think Blake, Steve, and Sandy starting with this small little company with about $5,000 of investment, and where Nu Skin is today, and you go back and you talk to Blake, Steve, and Sandy and listen to how they viewed the company, what it would be like in 10 years and 20 years. And what they'll tell you is that their dreams were amazing, but Nu Skin has far exceeded those dreams. And as I interact with distributors around the world, one of the things that becomes clear is successful distributors have a vision of what life will be like when they achieve their dreams. And the key is to have that vision, not only just to have it in your mind, but to write it down. To write who you will be, what life will be like, what will you do when you have success. That's what the dream really is.
Well, a dream is about a future. It's not about now. And it's only when you have a dream, you have a future. And the greater dream you have, and the greater the future you have. It sounds theoretical, but it's really, for people who have a dream, they know where, number one, where they're going for. And number two, when they get into barriers or roadblocks, you know, along the way, if they can remember the dream, then they will have their energy to go for it again.
In my view, people are sold on the wrong things. They're sold on the trivial stuff in life. They're sold on the day-to-day, let's get by, let's get the paycheck. What I do in my business is I sell people back on their dreams, and I believe wholeheartedly everybody has a dream. They may have forgotten it, they may have suppressed it, they might have given up on it, but it's our job in a way to inspire people to re-look at their dreams.
Those who fully expect to succeed believe that they will succeed, and they do. I mean, it happens because they believe in it and they expect it. There are those who just come into this business thinking that they will succeed, but they deep in their heart, they are full of doubts. On the other hand, there are those who come into this business believing in themselves, believing in their capabilities to succeed, and expecting to succeed, and in the process they do.
There's an enormous element of discipline involved in the business, where people have to view the world long term and consistently work toward their dream past the first week. You know, when the excitement wears off the second day in this business, or the first time you do a meeting and 2 people show up, and well, gee, that was fun while it lasted. There's an enormous need to discipline yourself and just consistently pursue your goal.
I recently spoke with one of our leaders who talked about his first presentation. He was brand new in the business, had never presented in front of anyone, and was adamant on being absolutely prepared. He printed flyers, he practiced his speech, he had the right kind of presentation materials, and he sent out all those flyers, rented a room, showed up, and 1 person came. He was completely deflated. He thought there were going to be hundreds. There was 1 person. But he had been trained well by his upline, who told him to go for it, to follow through with what he had decided to do. He made the presentation. That 1 person who was there listened, went home. He didn't think anything would come of it, came back to him, and ended up being the strongest leg in his organization and made him one of the most successful leaders in that market. When you're clear about where you're going and what you want, you're going to realize that you can get there, that the only thing that would stop you from getting there is you stop or you quit. And that's the truth of it. If you're willing to talk to enough people over a long enough period of time, you cannot be denied that success. Eventually the numbers will work in your favor and you'll have the success you want to have. I think of a farmer who is now a Blue Diamond distributor, who had no formal training, wasn't a public speaker. In fact, he would make his calls while he was on his tractor plowing the fields. And there was something about him, his belief, his optimism, his persistence was infectious, because people who were introduced to Nu Skin because of him stayed with it, and he built an amazing business, all by being a simple guy doing things during his ordinary life that resulted in extraordinary success.
だから自分が思い描いた通りのライフスタイルは実現できる環境というものがあったんで、もうそれを明確にイメージした時に僕はもう結果が決まったんですね。あとは原因作りをしていくだけ。だからうまくいかないこともいくことも全部受け入れてやり続けることによって絶対にそこに到達できるという、要するにもう成功した人たちのもう例がありますから、それを信じて一つ一つのステップを受け入れてトライしていけば絶対そこにゴールはあると思うんですよね。僕はそれで目標設定を明確にして、ダウンラインの方にも自分がなりたい生き方、それを明確にしてそれを結果として決めて日々全てを受け入れて成長していくようにっていう話はしてますね。
Well, the key is, you have to remember again and again and again, there's something that you really want to achieve, your dream. Where's your dream? What is your dream? What do you want to go for? Nothing comes easy. When people say, things will come easy, it is just lazy, okay? It will not just come easy. You need to put in effort.
To be great at something takes a lot of work, but you can do it. And everybody did it just like you. Nobody gets up in the morning and jumps in their pants both legs at a time. They put them on one leg at a time each, just like you do. It's just the way it is. We're all the same. And any successful person has just done what it took to pay the price, to acquire the skills, to do the extra effort that was necessary to become successful in their field of endeavor.
All these things have to be designed around your values, your passion, what's important to you in life, so that you can kind of go that extra mile that's required to have the extra mile of success that people living average lives don't have. There's a reason. They don't stretch. They can't, go beyond the norm because they're not passionately driven to go beyond the norm. They haven't lined up their career and their life and their time and their effort with their passion, with their values.
目的というのは、自分のトータルの人生ですよ。自分がこうありたいと思う自分の人生で、それの、目的に達するまでに一つ一つ目標だから、みんなに言うのは目標と目的を間違えないでほしいと。目的を達成するために一つ一つ目標を立てて、この時まで今年中にはこうしたい。
Most people think, well, I want lots of money. That isn't really true. They want what they can do with money. They want a lifestyle, they want freedom, or maybe they want the ability to help other people because they have extra income that they don't need to use on themselves. They want to, be admired by others for positive reasons.
I think the question of knowing what you want can evolve over time. You may start out by wanting to be involved in this business for the money or the wealth or the freedom. And those are legitimate goals, legitimate reasons to get involved with our company. What we've found, though, is that reason for getting involved, those goals that are set out initially, change over time. They become deeper. They become more meaningful. They start with possibly material things, but eventually they evolve into things that deal with people. In fact, most of our leaders will tell you that what keeps them motivated once they've achieved their goals is the ability to help other people. We are a people business, and helping people is what we're all about.
I knew that I wanted, most of all, a strong family relationship, but I also wanted a level of freedom that allowed me to go to my kids' games, go serve, for my church if they needed me to, if I couldn't go home from work at 5 o'clock some days to go be involved in those kinds of activities, I viewed that as potentially a real negative lifestyle. So I knew that the lifestyle I wanted would allow some level of freedom for me to be able to serve and help other people, and certainly a great level of freedom to be able to support my family and my wife and my children, whatever they were doing, and look like I was a good dad. And I do periodically tell people, yes, when I was 4, I decided I want to sell lotion, and worked toward it ever since, but it's not true. I really didn't have a career theory except that I liked people and I liked improving lives, and I wanted some kind of career that allowed me to do both of those, be involved in both those things.
미래에 어떤 사람이 될 것인가를 알아보기 위해서는 현재 그 사람이 어떤 책을 읽고 있는가를 보면 잘 알 수 있을 것입니다. 그래서 미래에 어떻게 생각하고 미래에 어떻게 살 것인가, 또 어떤 삶을 결정지을 것인가를 간접적으로 배울 수 있는 것이 바로 책이라고 생각합니다. 근데 여러분, 책보다도 더 좋은 것을 지금 여러분은 직접 보고 계십니다. 이것이 이미 증명된 성공적인 포뮬라라는 것을 보고 계신데, 얼마나 더 확실하게 우리의 미래를 알 수 있을지 이것을 보시면서 분명히 아실 수 있으리라고 생각합니다. 여러분들의 성공에 커다란 도움이 될 것임을 확신합니다.
So you become what you think about. So focus on the thing you want. And if you don't know what you want, then take the exercise of beginning to write out something. I focus upon, and then say what it is. And if it isn't right, remember, you can change it because you wrote it. And you might change it 1,000 times to get it right. Hey, that's okay. We are made to grow, to become, to learn how to focus on the right things. So if you don't have your focus perfected, now is the time to work on that, so you know what to expect in life.
But the key is to know exactly what you want, believe that you can achieve that thing, and then take action every single day to achieve that thing. I look at some of our most successful distributors. They put together something called dream books, and they're very specific. They show the house that they would like to build. They show the vacation that they would like to go on. They have pictures of their children. They have a picture of their spouse or friend, and they know that they're going to spend more time with those people. And those people that have those dream books and look at those dream books every single day, re-energize themselves, believe in those dream books, and then take action every single day are the people that find success in this business. They're the people that become successful. So knowing exactly what you want out of this business is so important. Don't have a vague vision of what you would like to get out of this business. Know exactly what you want out of this business, and then take the steps every single day to achieve that thing. That's what creates a successful distributor.
Through the success formula, you're going to have the opportunity to really narrow down the things that you want to accomplish. You know, our best leaders in the world have dreams. And we want people to take an opportunity to discover their dreams or rediscover their dreams. You know, if participation in traditional business has taken your hopes and dreams of what you wanted to accomplish in life and put them in a box and you've thrown them out the door, you know what, now's the time to sit down and dream big. You know, put some of those dreams into written form, put them into visual form, whatever it is. One of our distributors that I supported from the very day that I've been in this company, out of San Diego, California, created a dream board. And I had never really understood the dynamics of a dream board. But, you know, when she first got in the business, she was a housekeeper working for, you know, basically subsistence pay. She was a single mother, got involved in the business, saw the wealth that could be created, went home and started cutting out pictures out of a magazine of things that she wanted to achieve in life. Well, about 5 years later, she was a blue diamond, and I went down to her home. And she took me up to her office and showed me her dream board that she had created when she first joined this company, and she wasn't even making a dime. What was absolutely amazing to me and to everybody who's ever seen this dream board is that every single picture that she put on that dream board had become reality. The home that she was in looked exactly like the home that she had cut out back in 1986 and put on her dream board. You know, you need to understand that that's the kind of discovering of your dreams. And, you know, think big. And then once you have that, and once you've written it down or you've put it in visual form, you know what, put it someplace where you see it every day. Because that whole repetition process will change your mindset. Not only will it give you a more positive attitude, but it will also give you laser focus, which all come together to create success.
Well, you have to go back at the beginning of the business. You have to remember that when John and I started this business, I had a 14-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 6-month-old baby. For me, it was about being a mother at home with my children. I wanted to give the boys the martial arts classes they wanted. It cost money. I wanted to give the girls the violin lessons they wanted, the ballet lessons. It all cost money. I wanted to have a better life for my children.
You have to design your processes for building the business in such a way that you do not trade your family. You do not trade your relationship with your spouse. You do not trade your friendships or your religion, any of your core values, in order to make money. And you don't have to. Not only is it not necessary, it's a mistake to trade those things for success.
When I look at the people that overcome failures in this business, that overcome setbacks, that overcome problems in this business, the one thing they have in common is they've never forgotten what it is that brought them in the business. There's a reason they joined the business. They had an ultimate goal, an ultimate why, an ultimate belief, and they kept focus on that piece.
Yeah, I think personal growth is the one of the major benefit from the network marketing. Yeah, you are not just doing the business, making money and making friends, but that in the process, you grow yourself. You become more mature, you understand other people better, and you probably will building a bigger goal, bigger than you are, and to achieve your very enjoyable, wonderful life.
No matter what today's activity is, part of our mindset ought to be, how can I add a little more value to this enterprise? How can I add a little more value to what we're doing today in order to squeeze more out of life than we are right now?
Life is about personal growth. The minute you stop growing is the minute you're dead. So if you apply that principle just to the business, you apply it to everything in life. This is just the opportunity to live to the most. And I remember saying one time that this business had given me the opportunity to live in an accelerated life. I felt that I had accumulated so many experiences that at the young age of 35, I felt like I had the experiences of a 90-year-old because it was almost like living to the max. And of course, every day you want to increase in knowledge. One of my mentors, heroes, is Clint Eastwood. And I heard him recently in an interview. And they said, Clint, you've been nominated for 2 Academy Awards recently. You're over 80. And he says, what do you attribute your success? And his answer was clear. He said, I've made it my business to learn something new every day. That's living.
I know of no other business on the planet that is more challenging in almost every respect, mentally, emotionally, socially, physically, even spiritually, than this business is. This business will test the limits of any person's capabilities and any person's attributes. And it is so important for people to recognize that they can't just come into the business thinking that they have the complete tool set. I don't care what a person's background is. You can take the most successful salesperson in any organization, the most successful realtor, the most successful insurance agent, the most successful whatever, and they're going to have to re-equip themselves to be successful in this business. And that re-equipping takes a lot of time and a lot of personal and self-development in every respect.
確かにね、基礎は大事だと思います。塾と同じくいろいろな勉強をしなければ全体が見えないと思うんですね。だから私たちももちろん製品の勉強から、ビジネスの仕方から勉強できるチャンスがたくさんありますので、皆さんにお勉強してもらって一つ一つクリアしていくっていうか、まず勉強しないと伝え方もわからないし失敗が多くなると思うんですね。そういう意味ではいい環境にありますので、会社の方もいろいろサポートしてくれますから、勉強する場所っていうのはたくさんありますので、必ず勉強から始まってほしいなとはいつも思ってます。
And one of the things I tell distributors is that, regardless of whether you succeed or fail in our business, because people will fail, that's just human nature. The end result is you will come out a better person because you will have learned some things, you will have learned to stand in front of another person and cogently share a message. You know what? Probably 95% of the population in our country couldn't do that today. If you asked them to share a message about what they're passionate about in front of another person or in front of a large audience, most people couldn't do that. You know what? And if you go away with that one skill, I promise you it will make you a better person just for the very fact that you have a positive attitude and people can tell it in the way that you share that message, the way that you look, the way you dress. All of those things change with a positive attitude.
The goal is how much better can Russ Carlin be than he was the day before. And nobody has to be like Nathan or Russ or anybody. I teach people they need to be the best they can be. How good can you be every day? how good, how much can you learn? How many people can you affect their lives?
많은 사람들이 어떻게 꿈을 꾸어서 그것을 정확하게 만들어서 사업에 적용하는 것이 왜 중요한가 하면 많은 사람들은 생각은 합니다. 또 생각하는 것을 이뤄내는 사람도 있고 이루지 못하는 사람들도 있습니다. 그러나 좀 더 깊게 들어가 보면 꿈을 꾸는 사람들이 생각하는 사람들보다는 조금 더 성공에 그 꿈을 이루는데 가까이 갈 것입니다. 또 꿈꾸는 사람들 중에서도 그 꿈을 정확하게 그려내는 그 사람들이 그냥 꿈만 꾸는 사람보다는 더 성공할 확률이 높다고 생각합니다. 그렇기 때문에 선명하게 그 꿈을 선명하게 그리고 적어보고 하는 것이 성공으로 가는 아주 커다란 척도이기도 합니다. 그래서 중요합니다.